That's probably the most common
That's
thing.
so common. And even like when you take things like emergency or, things like that, you think automatically, okay, so increase vitamin C, even orange. Oh, it's
Station.
back.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Okay.
We're back live. So,
It had a moment.
yeah, we had our sorry you guys, I was connected over live on both of them.
Oh,
So, we
she's
were
on
talking
YouTube
about the
too.
vitamin C's, if it really does work for you and your body, which science is saying that was always a myth, that it works best for submariners, marathon runners, and things like that. And we just said, what makes their body so different? And really, now that they say that, submariners and marathoners, what the thought process
They
just
said
came in my
soldiers on subarctic
okay,
exercise.
so I'm going to
What is
say that. So in my head, what just popped up in my head, so a marathoner and a soldier on the subarctic, their endurance is a little different
No,
than
that's
an
okay.
average person. So look at a marathoner, look at a subarctic marine soldier. They build this endurance to be able to be underwater a lot longer and do all this crazy thing. So I was trying to figure out how they came up with that, to say that whole myth with the vitamin C works better for a marathon or submarine type person. But if I really think about what their body does, like they train their body to be able to run at longer distance. They train their body. Their immune system is different. Now that I'm thinking about it, with the marathoner and the subarctic marine soldier, because they're training their body a lot different way. Their metabolism is different. Their nutrition is different. Their diet, everything. So that may be, but at the same time, this is just what science is saying. It's the difference between vitamin C doesn't necessarily work for the natural person, but it works for that athletic person in that field that actually takes their body to a whole nother level with endurance. So that's funny. That's different.
Something to think about. But like
that
I
is
said,
something to think about.
I'm still taking my vitamins when I feel good.
Vitamin C works for me. So definitely the emergency packs, that's vitamin C. That's
Airborne.
Giving you airborne, all that is vitamin C. So again, do you believe, was it a myth or is it actually working for you? That's what we're trying to figure out.
So what's the next food that we
The
can
next
that
food
actually works?
That actually works.
Based off of science.
Based off of science. Well, red bell peppers. Red peppers. They actually say red peppers have more vitamin C than an actual orange. So it's generally about a quarter of a bell pepper actually has more vitamin C, or the same amount of vitamin C as an orange or something. And people don't generally go and pick up a bell pepper when you're looking at to get some nutrients in from vitamin C or citrus. You look at citrus, but vitamin C are in
a lot of other
vegetables. So they're saying, hey, look at a red bell pepper this time.
If you don't want to do an orange. Okay, so here's a food, and you hear this a lot about certain foods. When you cook them, you lose all the nutrients.
I'm glad you said
but
that.
There's some foods that's not like that, including carrots. All right, so folks that say cooking a carrot doesn't, you burn it out. Well, actually, you increase carrot's nutritional value when you cook in the process. It breaks down the tough cellular walls and lets out that beta carotene that everybody eats carrots for. And also spinach does the same thing. When you cook it, you get more nutrition.
Okay, so this is good for the myths versus the truth. On her, when she did her science test, it said that spinach, cooking it more, gives you more phytonutrients. Guess what? Mine says what you do not want to do is better to eat spinach and broccoli in a raw state than actually cooking it.
Really?
Yes. The crazy thing is, see, look at this. They be trying to play us, but then when you go ahead and start digging and doing this research, hers say actually cooking spinach gives you more phytonutrients. Mine says actually to have your spinach and things like broccoli, you get more nutrients if you cook them less. But then at the same time, while we talking about this myth versus truth, they say broccoli ain't broccoli, so we ain't gonna go there.
It's a hybrid.
We have to go there on a whole nother topic. But again,
vegetable.
guess what, guys? Are you a person that feel that you get more nutrients from cooking your spinach or eating it more in a raw state?
Well, I will say
it. Now, I will say when I'm getting ready to do a show, and so when you get ready to do a bodybuilding show, we have to take in, our diet is a lot stricter. So we're watching the things we're putting in our body, and things work different for our body. We actually eat spinach in a raw state when we're getting ready for a show. It's not really cooking. They're telling us, hey, when you go ahead to take in some spinach or something that sense, you want to do it raw. So, and in your mind, you may say, oh, it may not be different if I go ahead and cook it. It actually makes a difference. So again, do you feel that you're getting your nutrients best from a raw state or a cooked state? I honestly feel when you're just like, when you cook things out of it, you lose a lot of stuff. So say for instance, something like asparagus. If a person was to just give, for instance, a person wants to boil the asparagus, if you boil the
100%
asparagus, which nobody
proof
really
about
eats
that.
their asparagus like this, but this is what they're talking about when you pull the nutrients out. If you boil the asparagus, you actually get all your nutrients. All the nutrients that's left in that water. So like when people cooking spinach, asparagus or something, if you don't want to chew it, you can do something like boil that, extract all of the nutrients out of it, and now you can drink the asparagus water. So in the sense that when you're looking at things like that, when you're cooking it, based on, I would say it would be how you're cooking it. If how you're cooking it.
I think
And
a
the
lot
sense
has
as
to do with how
cooking
you
a
cook.
carrot, if you boil a carrot, now you're pulling the nutrients out of the carrot if you're not going to use the liquid. If you're actually searing a carrot or roasting a carrot, everything's actually inside, so you would not be
I don't know.
losing
And
it.
it doesn't give us the, like, it doesn't actually say, it looks like that's a grilled carrot that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So possibly when you cook it, like I say, different ways of cooking it can give you different nutrient factors.
Exactly.
All right, so what's another food?
Everybody who does green tea for that good old antioxidants and the power to give you the energy. It's natural energy. It helps you with your digestive system. It helps you. They have this thing in there that actually helps you lose weight, in a sense. Says all those good things. Well, actually, green tea is a good source of amino, and it's germ fighting compounds in your T cells. So that one, they said it's not in there. That's actually one, so that's a great
and
thing.
black tea too,
Green
right?
tea and black tea, they're actually good for you. So it's actually
for your
working for the
blood.
body.
Good for your
So that's
blood.
a good one, you guys. If you're taking in that green tea, guess what? We got thumbs up. The scientists say it works. Everybody else says it works. Your mama tell you it works. So
go ahead,
we
drink
good
the
on the green tea.
All right. So now here's do you think that taking the skin off of your chicken first, mean eating skinless, minimizes the fat and calories?
That's a good one.
All right. I thought that. Didn't you think that? To an
Yeah,
extent?
when you
It's
take
skin.
take away the skin.
Well, baking, broiling, grilling, and roasting poultry with the skin intact helps preserve the natural juices. So cook with the skin and then remove it right before serving.
Now that is true because of the simple fact the skin holds all of the fat in it. They'll tell you on the end of if you're trying to be on the healthier side to eliminate the excess fat, they'll say eat skinless chicken. But as far as when you're cooking it, if you're cooking it based on how you're doing, especially if you're putting it in the oven, when you cook it with that skin still on there, all of that fat from the skin is actually going to moisten your chicken.
Yes.
So it's going to taste better.
That's why skinless breast be so dry.
So dry. So it's going to taste better. So what you do is you cook it. Cook the chicken with the skin on it, and if you're trying to be on the healthier side,
go ahead and
remove
take it
that
off.
skin. You don't have to eat the skin. Remove the skin, and now you still have the moisture in that chicken. It tastes better, but now you're still being healthier. So a skinless chicken, definitely. We will say it's cooking it with the skin.
It's
Actually makes it taste better because it
That's what
moistens
it's
it.
more
Now
for.
remove it after. That's the best way to do skinless
Yes.
chicken
so
breast.
that's how you do it versus doing it before, because you're going to complain about the dryness.
Exactly. You are going to complain about the dryness in that, definitely. So I want to give you another little fact about something like papaya. Papaya, they listed on here, talk about the vitamin C, the nutrients that it has. Papayas does have a great amount of potassium, vitamin B, folate, all which are beneficial to your overall health. But another fun fact, did y'all know papaya? So this is old school or myth, but at the same time, I actually used to cook for a living. I was a chef. So things we used to do. You know, papaya it actually used for like the word I'm looking for as
What?
it will, what is the word I'm looking for? Basically, it tenderizes meat. So say for instance, if you got,
papaya does.
yeah, papaya. So say for instance, if you got like, if you was about to cook a chuck roast or something, we used to do this. You about to cook a chuck roast or something, you want to make sure it's tenderized. That's what it's tenderized. So you actually could take a papaya, or actually when I used to work for this Moroccan restaurant, that's what I'm going to tell you. That's when I first started doing work for this Moroccan restaurant. We used to get in like the real lambs and we was have to cut them because our turnover was so good, like our food process. So we would get the little baby lambs in and cut that's when I had stopped. That's when I stopped eating meat because I was doing too much. But we were taking that in, so we had papayas in all the time when I first started working there. I didn't know. Yeah, and that's true. It was fresh lamb. But I didn't know why they had so many papayas. I'm like, there's not papaya on the menu. We're not serving papaya. But then when I learned how to start preparing it, they were actually, as we were cutting up the lamb and putting it away, they were cutting the papaya and storing it with the lamb. So therefore, it was tenderizing the meat on the natural end. So it got that good flavor from papaya, but it was tenderizing that lamb. So if you ever you're cooking something, some
tidbit.
lamb or some beef or something like that,
So
and
can you
sits-
put it with any meat, you think?
you can put it with any meat. You can put
Okay.
it with chicken. Put it with some chicken breast because
Papaya.
papaya actually has a great taste.
But it has to be fresh papaya.
Fresh papaya.
Fresh
Fresh papaya. Papaya has a great taste, so definitely it will give you that. You can use canned papaya because I will say I have done that before. It's not as fresh. It's going to be a lot more mushy.
Oh,
So doing
okay.
a fresh papaya, you're going to get the most benefits
Right.
from it. So you can store it with your meat. So if you're tenderizing your meat overnight, or even if you want to
not on
cook
the
it with
radio,
it,
y'all.
you want to
Right.
cook it with it, definitely it's going to make a difference. It's going to tenderize your meat. We're about to go on the radio real quick. Is it now?
Hold on, yes, now.
About to go on the radio real quick.
And we're
So.
gonna actually, hold on, I'm pulling my phone over here. That's why you're not looking at me anymore. Okay, I'm trying to bring you back to me. There we go. Hey there. All right, I'm back. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to actually pull this around.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn the camera so y'all can see before we go on the radio.
Undecided from Chris Brown right here on Z1079. Your next chance to win $500 and qualify for the $6,000 shopping spree. It's happening at 5 o'clock, y'all. 5 o'clock with the day party. You have a chance to get Q Money's money from Think It's a Game and Z1079. All right, it's Bijou Star and my girl Body Trace Fit in the building. And we're talking about food facts and truths versus food myths. Things that we thought actually help, you know, like when you're sick, when you have a cold. And then foods that actually, allegedly, don't actually do anything for you scientifically, but that placebo effect has worked on a lot of us, all right? So, give us a food, Tracy, that is for sure going to help you in the cold when you're not feeling too good.
I'm still going to stick with our vitamin C. Everybody goes for that vitamin C. When you are not feeling well, you grab that vitamin C to give you that energy and that natural fuel. It's a natural antioxidant to the body, and it just makes you feel better. There's
does.
vitamin C in so many different forms. It's not just fruits, you guys. You can get your vitamin C in a bell pepper. Has just as much as vitamin C as something like an orange. So guess what, guys? I'm still sticking with it. It works.
Tracy's rocking with it. Now, the scientists are saying vitamin C only works in certain cases with certain types of bodies. But for us, we're still rocking out with the vitamins. All right. So here's a food myth that a lot of us believed. Eggs increase cholesterol content in your body. Well, in actuality, it looks as though research is saying that eggs don't actually contribute to high cholesterol. In fact, eggs are a good source of other nutrients, and well, it's not going to make you end up at the doctor with high cholesterol. I've always thought that, and that's why a lot of times we cook with egg whites only, but maybe you can keep the yolks in.
But egg whites taste better. But
I
at the
personally
same
like
time,
egg.
if they're the source of cholesterol that's in there generally is in the yolk. That's why everybody do the egg whites. But it's not giving
It's
you
not
high
crazy
cholesterol.
high like we've been taught in the past. So we're talking about some of these myths and truths on Facebook Live still. We have a few more to go. So if you have some time or if you're near your computer, make sure you log on. Kick it with us for a minute and make sure you're following Tracy at Body Trace Fits on IG. And what's your website, boo?
www.bodytrace.fit.
All right, guys. Coming up in just a few minutes, Jacquees, Yo Gotti, and Future are on the way right here on Z.
Smiley Morning Show this morning.
All right, we back off
Okay.
off of the radio. So we're about to finish this up, talking about the myths versus the facts. I know when Bijou comes around here, the one I want to go into, because everybody mama used to tell them, if you have a urinary tract infection, what do you get? Cranberry juice.
Which is why
everybody did
when
that.
you think about that, though, a urinary tract infection is actually, it's a bacterial infection.
Uh-huh.
And the only way to get rid of a bacterial infection is with an antibiotic in the human body. Why did our parents think, our mamas think, that they was going to beat a bacterial infection with some juice?
But guess what? We all did it. And did you still have that urinary tract infection?
I never had one, thank God. But I do know anytime I felt like a pain in my stomach, drink some cranberry
juice. And it's not the
I don't
cranberry
know.
cocktail juice. It was that nasty tart, like pure cranberry juice that we had to drink in order for it to work. So that's what we did then. So they were actually telling us that it was just all in our minds, and it really did not work. It did not help us. But guess what? You know how they say is the mind is the mind can be a good thing or a bad thing. Guess what? We told ourselves it worked, so it actually worked. So it's the same thing with you speak power. It's power in your words. So that's with life in general. It's power in your words. Somebody said drink that cranberry juice back in the day. That's what we did, and we felt better. I'ma still roll with it.
Listen, I'm going to go to the doctor to get my antibiotics if I get a tract infection.
Yeah,
I'm just drinking
but
cranberry
that's what I'm saying though. So take that. They telling us that we need to stay away from all these antibiotics. We just had had this
I know, I just
conversation.
told you that.
So
That's
back
true.
in the day,
But
they
that's
said.
kind of, I think you kind of need it. And isn't it, it's a little painful,
So,
isn't
but
it?
see,
You kinda
then
might
at the
wanna
same
get that.
time, so if the science is saying it doesn't work, why do they have those cranberry pills? They have the cranberry pills for that.
Because people just make stuff to make money. You
See,
know they make
They
these
got the
supplements to
cranberry
make-
pills for
and it
that, so
says
I'm gonna
that.
tell
It
you.
says the
I'm gonna
proof-
tell you the cranberry pills. I actually will take the cranberry pills. I've never went
I
to the
never had
doctor to
to,
get
so I
an
can't
antibiotic
really
for a
speak on
urinary
it.
tract infection. I mean, I haven't had one as an adult, but I remember as a kid, it was the cranberry juice. So I'll grab some cranberry pills.
Well, listen, I've never had to actually use it, so I can't speak on experience. So she said the cranberry pills work. I ain't go. We are not doctors. Do not quote us.
Exactly.
And
We're
not go
giving
to the
you
doctor
the
for your tract
Food
infection.
myths versus the food facts based off what science is saying.
But scientists say that the cranberry juice doesn't work. All right.
Oh,
Go
yes.
get your pills.
This is a great
Go
one.
get your
This
pills.
is a great one. Go ahead, Bijou. What is this one?
So this myth says, don't, before I even ask it, whose mama always said when you got the phlegm and the mucus, don't drink milk. Milk creates phlegm and mucus, which it does. Okay.
Yes.
But science is saying that actually there is no truth to the idea that milk increases mucus production. I don't believe that.
I don't believe
Because
that.
every time I drank milk when I was younger and I had phlegm,
It got worse. And it feels like you drink the milk and it's clogged in. And I'm going to tell you, I just went to the medical clinic the other day because I was congested, which ended up just being my sinuses. So, you said, yup, me too. So I went and she was just like, well, have you been drinking or doing anything? And I was like, well, really haven't it. I said something about, well, I had a yoga in the car, I was about to do it. I was like, but I'm a little too clogged up anyway, so it's probably not. She said, yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea. I would stay away from the yogurt. Hello? Science is saying it don't work. I'm going to rock with it because I know if I actually drink something, it feels like the mucus gets thicker. So,
And that's from
yeah.
experience. So, and you know what I will say, though these scientific research and studies are done on a certain amount of people, right? It's not
That's
done
true.
on everybody. And no matter what, everyone's body is different. So if you have had the experience and you feel as though you get more mucus, it's more or less to go with what feels right in your body.
That's right.
And I'm going to just say from my experience, no, I haven't drank milk in years.
Yeah.
But when I was drinking milk, it made it
Definitely.
feel worse.
It made it feel worse because it just keeps you clogged up.
It helps to. I thought it built the mucus up. All right. So now this is funny because I
Yes.
thought this too. Spicy food. I love me some spicy food, but I've always heard the myth that it can cause ulcers.
Mhm.
Haven't you heard that before,
Oh, yeah,
Tracy?
definitely.
Well, allegedly, scientists are saying spices don't trigger ulcers. They said that some bacteria can cause other ulcers, almost all ulcers, and so maybe that is triggered. I guess the medication and things can trigger that, like aspirin. Oh, I even say aspirin, all right? So they accept those triggered by certain medications, right? But the spices that do exacerbate irritable bowel syndrome, some of people know about that, which people often mistake for an ulcer. So you really will not have an ulcer. You just need to get flushed out.
Yeah, you got that
irritable bowel
IBS
syndrome.
happening
Yes.
on you right now.
So maybe
And
it's just
but
a
that's not
mixture of the symptoms.
Yeah, and that's not everybody because some people spicy food. Oh, I need some spicy food to do whatever. The spicy food works for a lot of
Oh,
things.
really?
Guess what? The other let me see, a week or so ago we were talking about different things to help to speed up the metabolism. Spicy foods help speed up the metabolism.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the cayenne
grab
pepper
some
thing.
cayenne. Like if you see people doing things that's adding cayenne to your water and stuff like that, that helps speed up the metabolism. Spicy food does. So go ahead and grab that
maybe
spicy
it's not
food
so much
and
the
it's
food, the spice itself, cayenne. Maybe it's just that specific one.
I would say it will be your body, because if your body got a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff up in there, you
You
go
may
ahead
not
and
wanna
add some
throw that
spice to it.
cayenne.
Oh, that might not be good. So again, we're giving you what they're stating as the facts versus the myths, but
Everybody is different.
everybody is different. I don't
Yeah.
agree with all this.
Yeah, I know. We don't clearly, as you see, we give an opinion also with the facts. Cause we give you opinion based on our own
Yeah, she
experiences.
said. Somebody said, "I wish hot flashes did the same thing." Oh yeah, that would
Oh,
be great
hot
if your
flash
hot
can
flashes
burn
burn your
fat. Oh,
fat and
yeah.
speed up the metabolism. That would be good, y'all.
Okay, so we've all heard this from the mamas. Feed a cold, starve a fever.
That's true.
I never really quite knew what that meant. I'm gonna come clean though. I didn't know what the heck they're talking about. So I'm supposed to not eat when I got a fever. Okay, you probably don't want to eat when you got a fever.
Yes.
Forget anything else. But there's no medical reasons to limit foods when you're feverish. All right.
Yeah, because they say the whole thing, drink broth and drink soups and things like that. But what it is generally you're not feeling well, so you don't have the same appetite. Your body doesn't
Yeah.
feel like taking in nutrients or anything. But at the same time, we still need to feed that body, so it's telling us to eat what we can. It doesn't mean, hey, you're feeling bad, only eat soup. Most of the time, that's the easiest thing to digest and to get in your system is something like soup. That's where the whole thing comes from. I'm sick, grab me super crackers. That's where it comes from because I'm sick. I'm not about to sit here and eat this meatloaf. Oh, that's gonna make me even more sick. So generally, it's in the mind thing, and it actually does make sense as do not just not eat. But okay, guess what? I don't feel like eating anything. Soup or broth is the easiest thing to eat because
Yeah,
it's going to
it
be
does.
less harsh on the system. So that's where that comes from.
Now you had something over here of the eye recently myself because some people I thought I saw what is one thing that everybody does when their stomach hurts? What's
I
the
just saw that,
number? I could have swore I saw that. Everybody thinks that ginger ale
Yes, that was
settles
on
your
here.
stomach. All right.
Shoot.
Now I think it's a mixture of two things that gives us that idea that it settles. One, the carbonation, which relieves probably some type of gas or something, and two, we think it's ginger. So the other day I felt sick, okay, and I was like, I'm about to go get some ginger ale. So I never drink soda. I hate soda. So, but I was like, okay, somebody like, just try ginger ale. I try it. I look at the back. I'm trying to find the ginger in the ingredients. No ginger is in the ingredients of ginger ale. Now, what got us thinking this does something when there ain't no ginger in the ginger ale? I don't know, but in ginger in real life actually does settle the
It
stomach,
does,
doesn't
and
it?
that's what I was about to say. Ginger does help with nausea, and it settles the stomach. So the whole thing behind that myth with ginger ale, but you look at, see, they get fancy with y'all. You look at Canada Dry. Canada Dry is the only one that says made with real ginger.
It said that, so I looked at the back. I was reading that one, couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I was searching.
So, but that's why they get you. Canada Dry says made with real ginger,
does
and
it
they're
say
giving
real
it.
ginger or does it say natural ingredient? Does it say
No,
natural?
I think it does say real ginger.
Because
I'm gonna have to pull that up, but I think it says Canada Dry
I couldn't
is
find
with real ginger. But at the same time, yes. So ginger does. So the thing is with the ginger ale, and actually what I'll do is because of the simple fact with ginger ale being so sweet, take some real ginger, and at the same time, if you
It's
want
so
that
sweet.
do a club soda in a sense. So now that's gonna eliminate the sugar. You
Yeah.
still get that natural ginger to help with that upset stomach, and you still have that carbonation that's going to help you along the way. So some actual ginger, but at the same time, I don't always need the carbonation because if you got real ginger is strong enough, baby, that
Ginger
ginger
is
going to get you
super strong.
right all the way around.
Yeah, but I was just because ginger ale. Oh, I'm like, it's so much sugar in it. I can't imagine it actually being able to
that's
help
true.
your stomach. with all
But
that
ginger is
sugar.
also good in the sense of they're saying the ginger may help with chronic pain, possess cholesterol, lowering properties, according to the recent studies on that. But at the same time, with ginger, because it's so strong, I'll do that. Like how we talked about vitamin C
Yeah.
to help you with the immune booster and cleanse your system. That ginger is so strong, it will open up your sinuses.
It sure
It
does.
helps to clear things out. So, and because of the spiciness from the ginger, something like a sore throat, it actually soothes it because it's going against it. That spiciness is actually doing something else to that to soothe that sore throat. So all these things that actually, does it work for you, does it not work for you, we're giving you science versus facts and our opinions at the same time, and you tell us if you've been using it, if it works for you or not.
Because I know people who swear by some ginger ale, honey. I'm talking
Yes,
about
they
swear by it. So, hey, I don't know. But, okay, so here's our final myth, all right? The food myth that I think a lot of folks got mixed up.
Everybody do this.
Everybody thinks this is better, but in actuality, it's not. Fat-free and low-fat foods are always better than full-fat versions. Do you agree? Yes or no? What you
No.
think? No. I know no, because I had to study this
So,
too.
and okay, so let me tell you why. Due to the fact that when you go with something like a low fat or a fat free, guess what? They have to take out something and put something else
They
in
gotta
to make
put
it
something
that.
else
So
in it.
if they're taking its full fat out, now they replaced it with some processed fat.
Something processed.
So now we have, okay, guess what? Oh yeah, this is good because I don't want to do the full fat bacon. I don't know. I don't eat that pork, but I don't
Well,
want to do the
let's say
full
chips.
fat.
You know
Okay,
they have
chips.
the low
Okay,
fat
that's
chips
a good
now?
one to use.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the full fat. Okay, so what you taking out? What are you putting in here now? No, let me get that olive oil because that's actually good for you. Now what are you putting in here? You're putting in this replacement that has
Usually
a bunch
it's
of
more
cholesterol.
sugar,
Yeah,
more salt, something
it
to give you
does.
the flavor replacement. Because what the fat does is taking out some flavor if you have, you know, more of the oil in it. So what you're gonna, they have to replace it. They gotta make you
They
feel
do.
as though you're getting some type of flavor, and it's gonna be more crap that you don't need.
Yeah, like what's the? Even I used to tell people that the sugar free is not always, especially okay, say a sugar free cookie. Well, what the heck you didn't put in here? Some nonsense that got a bunch of other things
And
that's gonna
yeah.
cause something else.
And if you read the
Go
nutrition-
ahead, eat that sugar.
the value, it actually not the volume. If you read the ingredients, it actually will usually be more carbs,
Yeah.
higher carbs, and higher calories. So
Yes.
I don't know what they do, but I don't want no parts.
So I'm saying, if you're gonna do it, don't go with the low fat and just eat it in moderation.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
the
it
best
doesn't.
option.
It ain't Steve. Girl, it's a bunch of other stuff.
I
That's
don't
a
know.
bunch of stuff
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
So they take it away and then they add some other things. Then at the same time say they're healthier. But that's another thing. While we're on this topic, we got to look at, because everybody's talking about we're trying to be healthier for their bodies and they're doing things like I say, how they say ginger ale, say real ginger, and then you say you look it up, they don't actually have it in the ingredients. We got to pay attention to things like, because everybody's saying protein, fuel yourself with protein. I was cracking up was I was in the gas station and the first thing you see now is the candy bars. I said this before, the candy bars, honey. The candy bar say protein at the top, bigger than the name of the candy bar now. So a person that's lacking the knowledge of saying, hey, I want to get my
They're gonna
protein
think
in,
it's
they're
better.
going to pick up the candy bar now because it says protein. Yo, y'all got some hella marketers out here, but y'all lying to these folks.
No, that's what it is,
That
lies.
candy bar ain't
All lies.
correct with that protein. Yes, read the labels. Read your actual facts and nutrients. The marketing on the front is going to tell you something, but like she said, she put up the ingredients, she ain't see it in there. You ain't getting no protein from eating a candy bar. You're getting more sugar and you're
And
getting
I
more
was just
fat
going to
calories.
say that. And
That's
even
what
if it
you're
has
getting.
protein, it still has just as much sugar as a Snickers bar. So it's almost like, okay, what we buying this for? If it's the same junk that's in something that we probably
Yes.
gonna like the taste of better.
Yes.
But y'all, we got all these in, so I hope you got some insight on some myths and some truths
And some truth.
about food, so that you can, make some
I'm
more
gonna stick with my
informed
cranberry
decisions.
thing. I think the cranberry still work. I think that was the number one thing.
She do that
I think that cranberry work. I hate cranberry, but like if y'all actually say
I
that
like
you're in there
cranberry
and try,
juice, though. I do
yeah,
like
it's
it.
disgusting.
You
But
don't like it?
uh-uh.
I like cranberry cocktail.
Oh,
Well, that's the
no.
thing. Cocktail has a sugar. That's
Cocktail has
I
the
do
sugar.
the-
That's
but
why
I
they
do
used
the
to tell you to
natural
drink.
one.
The natural
I like-
don't have no sugar in it.
It
It's
does.
just
It's kind of
tart.
bland. It's very
just
tart. But I like
food.
tart cherry juice too. Do you like tart cherry
Oh,
juice?
see, well, I don't need to drink.
And that's
juice.
really good for you too, tart cherry juice. Because I hate cherries.
Yeah, because of the dark,
sugar ones.
those dark things with the antioxidants
The
help you. So the
antioxidants, yeah.
antioxidants, that's what they're looking at with those dark fruits and those dark juices. Same with
there.
pomegranate juice and things like that. But as always, we don't like to keep y'all too long.
Yeah.
We will see y'all next Thursday. Once
Next
again, this is the
Thursday.
squad. I'm Body Trace Fit and
Bye,
Ash
y'all.
Bijou.
Bijou, star with you.